Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to today's deck profile and gameplay. I'm going to be introducing to y'all the Generaider Numeron deck. This is a deck that I was theorizing on stream, and essentially the whole methodology or ideology behind it is that the Numerons require you to control no monsters, so you wanted to look for decks that played on the opponent's turn. So, for example, an obvious example would be the Elec engine, which is what everyone else is doing. Like, they're building Elec Numeron. But I was thinking, like, why not play generators? So normally in generators, right, you usually pass on field spell. You active field spell, you pass, unless you hard draw like the Loper. And so the realization came to me is that if I can just use the Numeron cards to start up my engine, stop my opponents from playing, and then use the boss stage to kind of like play more and more on the opponent's turn. So I think this deck has a lot of potential, and it's actually a meta contender on par with that of Elec, if not better. Numeron. This deck is really, really strong, and I'm really, really excited to show you guys this. So without further ado, guys, please continue to comment, like, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Yeah, guys, let's get right into it. Alright, everyone, so now you get to see the monstrosity. Well, to be honest with you guys, this deck is kind of like interesting. Well, first off, you play literally 15 hand traps, technically 14 because you don't count the driver, but the Psychic Rider always is in your hand for some reason, or the Psychic Soldier, Jesus. But anyways, so my theory behind this deck is I believe that a lot of people are going to be playing the Numeron engine in their deck list now. So the best cards to beat that is Ghost Ogre, as well as Impermanence and Gamma. Those are like the 3 hand traps that actually stop the Numeron engine, but they're also generically good hand traps against everything else in the current metagame. Ogre is really good at hitting the Hockey Fibrax, meaning that it's really hard for them to Auroradon combo and recover from losing the Needle Fiber or Link 2. The Gamma is just generically good against any matchup, really. Against a rock deck, losing your body and getting the negated monster is really, really powerful. And then Imperm, it's like there's not much to say. Imperm is just generically really, really good too. So like there's really no downsides to playing more hand traps tailored to play around the Numeron engine. And they're actually really, really good in the current metagame. So let me explain to you why they're good in terms of like the Elec setup. Or in terms of the Numeron setup. So first, I guess you must understand like how do like the Numeron cards work. Well, essentially there's like the Numeron monster, which the way it works is if you control no cards at all, you can actually send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard, and what you can do is activate Numeron Network from your deck. And so Numeron Network is the field spell for the deck. When Numeron Network is on the field, what you can do is actually activate a Numeron normal spell from your and send it from your deck to the graveyard. The spell that you'll be activating is something called Numeron Calling. And so why is Numeron Calling absolutely broken? It summons you 3 to 4 bodies, depending on how much you want, for absolutely free. The only restriction is that you can only normal or special once for the rest of this turn. Well, you see, the Generator's monsters or the Generator deck never actually normal summons going first anyways, right? Like, unless we hard draw the Loper, it's like never really a thing that we do. So what makes it really good with this deck is that you can essentially activate Network, or activate the wall to get to Network, then use Networked effect to dump the Calling, which triggers its effect to summon 3 of these guys. Then you can overlay all of them for Utopic Zexal. And if you thought VFD was bad, wait until you read this card. This card, first of all, the XYZ summon cannot be negated. And when it is XYZ summon, your opponent's cards and effects cannot be activated, which means that it automatically goes to an open game state, kind of like how it kind of works as if Magical Meltdown is on the field and you fusion summon. Next, it gains 1,000 attack for every material under it, and once per opponent's turn, you can detach 1 material from this, and your opponent's cards and effects cannot be activated this turn. Let me repeat that. Your opponent's cards and effects cannot be activated this turn. Like, holy smokes, man. Like, you have VFD, which says that, they can't activate, monster effects with the same attribute. Nah. Utopic Zexal says you can't even activate cards. They can't be activated. You want to activate Pot of Extravagance? Well, you can't. Meltdown, you can't. Terraforming, you can't. You literally can't activate anything, man. So the only way you respond to this is by using Imperm or Gamma on the effect. And then the other way you play around it is if you use Ghost Ogre on the field spell to get access to the Numeron Calling. The only way they play around Ghost Ogre is that if they have those field spell ready and the spell card, they can just activate the spell card from the hand, and that would actually play around the Ogre. But regardless, that's essentially going back to like the hand trip count. That's exactly why I played what I did. The other two choices were 3 Ash Blossom because it's generically good against every deck, and then Veiler just because it's helpful for the Selene combo to help OTK your opponent. Now, in terms of like the monster lineup, I decided to play 2 Hard, 2 Hela, 3 Loper, 1 Mardell, and 1 Utgarda. For those of you guys who haven't already, check out my Generator deck profile where I explain more in depth of what each of these cards do, but I'm going to give a quick summary. So Horror says that it's an Omni Negate for your opponent's turn, and if they add any card from their deck to their hand, besides drawing it, even including drawing it except during the draw phase, you force them to send a monster from the hand or field to the graveyard. Hela is a monster reborn for the archetype. Loper's a tag out for the deck to bring out any generator monster. Mardell is a search for the deck of any card in the archetype, and Utgarda is a quick effect banish. If you're somehow able to resolve like the Utopic Zexal, most of the time I actually get Utgarda just because it's really, really powerful to like banish your opponent's cards. Especially if they're playing a trap deck, banishing their back row is really, really nice. The only other card I thought about playing in the generator list, which I haven't included here, is Dovalis. Dovalis is mainly for the interactions and where you actually draw too many generator cards, and Dovalis gets it out of your hand. You then play 3 of the field spell, plus 1 terraform, plus 1 set rotation. So you have 5 of boss stage or 5 network, which is really, really good. You take 3 boss fight because you don't care if they draw an extra card as long as you activate your field spell. You pretty much win the game because you have like the setup already with Zexal. And in terms of the Numeron engine, it's only 8 cards. You play 3 wall, 2 calling, and 3 network, and then the 1 set rotation and 1 terraforming for the synergy. This is also like another synergy with like the generated archetype. It's like being able to utilize set rotation is really, really good. But that's pretty much it for the main deck. 40 cards. There's no draw cards in the deck, to be quite honest, but technically a card that you can play is something called Memories of Hope if you really want draw cards, which is essentially like after you resolve like the field spell and then the Numeron Calling, you can summon 3 of them, then activate Memories of Hope, draw 3 cards. So that's really, really nice. You have to draw it in tandem with, I guess, either Terraforming, Numeron Wall, or Network, which is like a really high chance. If I were to put this in, I would probably cut one of the boss fight, one of the Veiler, and probably one of the Hela. And then just, have ability to draw 3 more cards is really, really nuts. In terms of the extra deck, I'm going to take those out. In terms of the extra deck, I play 1 Numeron, level number 1, number 2, number 3, and then only one of the number 4. You play one of the number 4, only one, because most of the time you're going to be summoning 1, 2, and 3. You never want to summon 4 and then overlay for Zexal because you play around Nibiru that way. The times that you do summon 4 is that you can then make, like, for example, Appaloosa with it, which is really, really powerful. So you can make a 4 material Appaloosa just for free off that. You can also just make a Megaclops as well, so that's why they're in the extra deck. Then you play one of this card, the Sunya. Sunya is really nice because when you XYZ summon it, you banish all the monsters on the field. And then after that, you can summon it back and then just burn your opponent for a lot of damage. And then it becomes huge. You play the Zexal because, Zexal is ridiculous. It's like a better VFD. But then you also have a VFD just because you can also hard make this really easily in the Generator archetype. Just in case if they're somehow not already dead. Access code for the utility to pop all the monsters. Appaloosa because, 4 free monsters off 1 spell. Why not, right? Hockey Fibrax, Megaclops, and then Selene. And so that's pretty much it, guys, for like the deck. The Selene combo is basically the Hockey Fibrax into Selene with the Veiler into the access code. You'll have spell cards in your graveyard because of Network and Calling, so you'll get spells in the graveyard that way. And then so all you're missing is really 1 spell, and any spell card in the graveyard, even including your opponents, will actually get you there for the access code play. And now, guys, I'm going to be showcasing you guys, I wanted to showcase you guys some of the gameplay involving this deck, and we're going to get right into that. Alright, guys, now we're back with the actual replay and gameplay that I'm about to show you guys. This deck is literally so broken, and I'm able to showcase you guys why right now. Anyways, I win RPS here against Anthony Tyler, a really good friend of mine. And you see that he actually draws like double impermanence, but this is why the Numeron engine with the Generator engine is so good, because it literally doesn't even matter even if he draws double imperm. I'll show you why right now. I'm going to activate Numeron Network. I'm going to dump Calling, and then I'm going to special summon 1, 2, and 3. I just was kind of lazy and just overlaid them and then just made Zexal. And I'm going to put Zexal in the extra monster zone so I get mass room for tokens. I'm then going to trigger and then make boss stage. Activate boss stage, set 1 boss fight, and then pass. I still have 2 hand traps. So even like if I were to go second, clearly you see he's playing the rock deck, but even if I was to like go second against the rock deck, bro, Gamma Veiler is so good. Like, right, like look at his hand. Like if he went like special summon Adhara, then normal summon Analyzer effect, I just go Gamma. Okay, then he's gonna like, you know, Gigantis, banish Analyzer, summon Gigantis, Adhara plus Gigantis, make Needle Fiber, Veiler. He passes, man. Like, so that's what I'm trying to say. Like, this deck is insane. Because you're playing, like, literally 14 hand traps in a 40-card deck as well. So your go second is not as bad. But anyways, look what I do. I wait for, I'm like, draw phase, effect, summon hard. I don't shotgun Zexal here. And then I'm going to activate the effect to generate these tokens. Here's why double imperm doesn't matter. So, because if I activate Zexal's effect, which I will, he'll chain impermanence, but imperm has to like go on the field right now, which means he actually controls a card. So he doesn't even attempt to activate imperm, because so if he goes imperm chainlink 1, I'm gonna go Zexal chainlink 1, imperm chainlink 2, heart chainlink 3. He can't chainlink 4 another imperm because he controls a card on the field. Because activating imperm means he has a card on the field. So he has to control no cards on the field in order to activate the second imperm. So that's why like even double imperm can't even stop this. Anyways, he's then gonna like realize, bro, he can't even play. Like he legitimately cannot play Yu-Gi-Oh. So I was like, yeah, man, I'm sorry, bro. It's the deck, bro. It's on me, I swear. Anyways, what I do here is then I activate boss fight, and then make him draw a card, and then I force him to send a card. I summon Mardell. And yeah, I mean, like, I just go to battle phase. I attack. I attack. He's at not a lot of life left. And then guess what? On top of all of this, I make VFD, dude. I make freaking VFD and Zexal, bro. Like, how are you going to play through this? So even though he has imperm, it doesn't matter. Because you know why? Boss stage, effect, get another negate. Get another negate, bro. Get another negate. And then, so I can go Zexal if he imperms. Okay, chain VFD. Okay. Doesn't matter, bro. Like, you're not playing the game. It's unfortunate, man. But this is how broken the Numeron cards are. And especially in tandem with the Generator cards, man. So as you guys can see, he's not going to do anything. I'm just going to go to battle phase, attack, and attack. And I still have 3 hand traps in hand with a boss fight. Like, the game was over, man. And like it was just because of I reached off 1 card. And you know what's crazy? I opened Gamma in my starting hand. So like if I go network, if I activate field spell and he tries to Gamma my field spell, I can just go special summon Gamma. I can then chain Gamma to his ogre to hit my field spell. Like bruh. Come on. This is like just so insane, man. But I hope you guys enjoyed this replay. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on this deck. Are you afraid of the Numeron engine? Like, what are your thoughts? Do you think it's to generate? Do you think it's balanced? Do you think it's fair? And then, other Yu-Gi tubers such as, Sam said it's completely balanced. He kind of wants it, to be in the meta to counter all the OP and oppressive, combo decks. But then you have Simo who's like outright saying, this card needs to get banned. So let me know your comments in the comment section below. Your thoughts on this, banned or no banned? Thank you, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.